Morning friends, it's Julie and today we are doing our What Sold video. It's the second one for February, and because February is a shorter month, I'm ending this on February 17th, and so the last video of What Sold for the month will be the 18th through 28th. So let's just get into it. And we have a Scamper Across the Prairie, Tux Oilette, Wild West Cowgirl. I kind of feel like I just did this one last month. Is this a double? Anyways, I know I sold an oilette last month. It's unposted, and that went for $14.47. Next, we have Arena in St. Paul Municipal Auditorium. That's my close-up. As you can clearly see, it's a linen card. Here is the full view, and the back unposted. Somebody wanted to get $4 from it, and I got $4.47. Oh, but then again, I had free shipping. Next, we have View Along Ocean Point, Booth Bay Harbor, Maine in 1953, so it must have been posted. Another linen, and that, there you go, to Barbara Fuller in Lexington, Massachusetts, $3. I took an offer on that one. We have Charterhouse of Transfiguration, Carthusian Monastery, Equinox, blah, blah, blah. It's an old chrome, and there is the back, unposted, so you can see right here is the monastery. So that is one big image just for that. $3.97 plus $1 shipping. We have another blue cat, Meissen mail package, letters, and so there is, it's a new, brand new card. Here's the back, $2.97 plus $1. Our PPC is Real Photo Postcard, Bow Valley, Banff in Canada. So that's basically just north of us, and north and a little west. And it was posted, so it was copyrighted by Byron Harmon. That's interesting, can't read it. To Bruce Kettner in New York, $4. Now, it's a real photo postcard, but not all real photos are valuable. There were a lot of national park stuff, and Canada is a little bit lower in value, foreign countries than the U.S. usually. There are some countries that are exceptions, but so it just went for $4. We have Baker, Montana, Bird's Eye View, aerial town views. I've added old cars. I mean, you really can't tell those cars. There was Baker Hotel here stamped on the back. If I was smart, I put that up there. Nope, I wasn't smart that time, but this was one of my early cards. It was $4.47 plus free shipping. Greetings from Wyoming. It's a postcard map, and yeah, that's right, the Yellowstone map, and shows all the roads. Oh no, actually, sorry, this is Yellowstone here. So a lot of people think Yellowstone is in Montana, but it's actually basically mostly in Wyoming. There's only a small part that is in Montana, but a lot of people travel to Montana to get to Yellowstone. There is the back, and $3.97 plus $1.53 shipping, so that probably went overseas or Canada or something like that. Here's a postcard advertising, postcards, view cards, collectors. This again was early because I had free shipping, and that was my thumbnail. Not the best thumbnail, but I do it a little differently nowadays. It was a vertical card, and there's the full back, and that went for $6.47. Ferries, Schwartz Bay, another Canada, and that was free shipping. So it must have been in the States here, because I usually do charge more, even back then, for international. Unposted, $4.47. Bird's Eye View of Butte, Montana, Lessing Cone publication. Yeah, so this one sold basically within a day, and I kind of knew it was going to go fast, but I didn't want to overprice it so it would sit forever. So I priced it, competitively. And here we go. Somebody from Connecticut got this card, and it made its way back to Montana somehow. So $14.97 was what they paid, and it's not in the best condition because you can see. I think this is from the cancel, but it's a nice card. $14.97. Pink Flamingos, Pool Rare Bird Find. Okay, what did I say? Rare Bird Farm. That must have been. I don't usually put the word rare in there. So the pretty flamingos, yeah, it is actually called Rare Bird Farm because I don't usually put that in the title, even if I think it's rare. Because the thing is that the next day somebody could post 10 of the card, and there goes your rarity. So that was $3. And yeah, FJ, so that means it's Florida Jackass, which was from my Florida series, which I will do an update soon. with how those are going. And I'm going to say I haven't paid off the lot yet, but like I said, I'm paying for education. Here's another Bushman. So these sat for a while and all of a sudden they're selling. So I think this is the thumbnail, and here's the whole picture and the back. And that went for $4.47. Molt, Mill Creek, Springtime, Stevensville, Montana, chickenpox. So I think on the back somebody said they had chickenpox. So there is the little waterfall thing. And of course you can't read about the chickenpox because it's upside down. It was postmarked in Stevensville and went to Leroy, Minnesota, which I lived in Minnesota for over 40 years. I don't know where that is. So that went for $9.97 plus shipping. That was my dog just settling in. Okay, State Armory, Springfield, Massachusetts, and I got a whole bunch of these in the unboxing of 1,007 postcards. Mason Brothers Co. and Mrs. Phillips from Saratoga Springs, New Jersey. Got this one. $4.97. A lot of the Armory postcards are really not worth much. Though I think this one is the Stellar Sale. Sold, I don't think it's actually sold for $84. I think I took an offer. But this is a hotel key, an old skeleton hotel key, in the McCormick Hotel on Montana Avenue, which is downtown. And let's see, I'll just page through the pictures here with you. It's a really fun find because I had purchased a jar of these keys, and this one I knew of right away because it is a business now. There is a Computers Unlimited guy who started that, has tried to make the downtown safer over the last few decades. And one of the things he did was he bought up a lot of the buildings along Montana Avenue, and in this McCormick Hotel, there's a McCormick Cafe now, which has really good breakfasts and lunches. I would highly recommend it. It's a little higher priced, but it's still good. It's still good to go there. And then the upstairs of the hotel is actually business offices. And I asked my husband, do you think that this would work in the hotel anymore? And he said, no, the locks have changed because he's been in there. So so it's kind of cool that these hotel rooms are now business offices. So it was really cool. I mean, it's just this little key, and it went out the door and plus shipping. Okay, Ketchum Aircraft seaplane. It's a chrome, and airplanes go. So eventually $4.47. Most of them, those chromes don't go for a lot. Here is a Aquamaid in a red swimsuit, and it went for $17.97. I think I might have taken an offer here because it's not like in perfect condition, but I don't think this is around anymore. Oh, did I show you the back? There's the back. So World's Only Submarine Theater. $17.97. It must have gone international because this is over $1 shipping. Okay, Orphan's Home Cottage in Twin Bridges, Montana, in Butte, posted to Butte Hospital. So it's just a black and white, monochromatic. Here's the postmark, and to Butte City is actually just Butte, Montana. At one time, Butte was called Butte, America. And that's $12.97. Now, I got a message that the guy said this showed delivered, but he did not get it. So he asked me what I can do, and I said, why don't we just wait a couple days? So we'll see what happens. I don't know, I'm using eBay standard envelope, and sometimes it doesn't quite show the right timing of delivery, I've noticed. So we'll see. Hopefully it arrives, because it's a really cool piece of history. I mean, I wouldn't mind if like a regular Chrome card went astray, but something like this is more of historical that I would hate to see lost. So we'll see. South Carolina state birds. So these state birds that I think I've overpriced are slowly selling, and they're not like rare. These are newer chromes, but eventually $7.97, which is with most postcards, it's a slow game. View from Marlborough, Blenheim. Speaking of slow games, I have so many of these silly New Jersey postcards. Okay, they're not silly, but there's so many of them that it's just laughable because everybody wanted to go there. All the rich people wanted to send these home to people. It was posted in 1919 to Mrs. Somebody in Connecticut, and $2.49. I took an offer because let's just get these out of these here. Maybe I'm only going to put so many of these up, and then the rest are going to go into my antique booth. Just don't need them. Here's another good sale. I had picked this up at an estate sale. I think I did a video last summer, and there was a whole bunch of slides, and I did, like on my shelves over here, I had boxes and boxes of slides, and I decided I'm just not going to get to them. So I actually sold them all to another eBay seller who was part of like the ship in the morning with Jackass Retros. He started talking and said, I don't want these slides anymore because I can't feed it through my feeder, my scanner, because they're too small. They're not scanners that made for that. It probably, because they're just pieces of cardboard, they would probably damage them. And to sit there and scan them, photograph them one by one, I just don't want to do that. I like the postcards and the photos. So I just said, let's get rid of them. They're taking up too much room. Let's make room for postcards. And I sold the whole big lot for $150. And then as I was cleaning out my office, I found another tin. This one was a nicer one, I think, than some of the ones I sold in a big lot. I did have a Disney one too, but it's like, let someone else make the profit. I don't have to eke out every bit of profit, every dollar. And sometimes you just have to cut it and go. So this one I went up for auction. I started it at $19.97 and went up to $81 because I think the rarity of these slides are because you see the blue and the red border, there's orange border, and I just randomly pulled out slides, and I didn't even plan it, of what was in it. Some scenery, some guys, a lot of it's family, probably a lot of trips. The Golden Nugget, I have that postcard. Alaska, goat, there's a guy with a rifle, an old car, so I mean, my grab wasn't planned at all, but it really had a good variety in it. So I'm hoping that lot is very lucrative to that person who bought it. So $81 plus shipping. Okay, here is another one, non-postcard, because I was cleaning out my shelves, getting rid of this stuff. 1997. So I put this up on auction. This is in very rough shape, and it was somebody had clipped all of these poems out of like probably magazines and newspapers, and there's some other stuff in there. Some of the pages were coming out, and it was a very gluey, so there's a lot of ripples. It was just kind of cool, and you can see in the background, this was a check book for business in Minnesota. So, and at the back of the scrapbook, I don't know if this was ethical or not, but I cut out the checkbooks because there were a few of these here that did not have the anything on it, any kind of scrap on it. So I decided, I like ephemera. I think I am going to sell these separately. This right here, what I'm showing you in the image, it was had on the back poetry, clippings. So I decided, that the leftover pages in the back, I was going to cut them out. And I didn't tell them in the listing that they got extra pages. I just said there were pages removed. So they knew that was gone. That is the scrapbook, and it went for one bid at $19.97. I'm glad of that because I paid $5 for it, and they paid shipping. It takes so long to list these because of all the photos. Okay, Conrad, Town with a Future. This was a funny one because I had Chinook, Montana in my brain, so I put Chinook, a town with a future, and somebody messaged and said you got the town name wrong. I'm like, oh no. So I had offers out, so I canceled the listing, and then I relisted it with the right name, except I misspelled Conrad and I corrected it again, and it sold within a day. So I mean, I don't know. So it's just kind of funny. Conrad is a town, and it was Chinook is where it was produced. Okay, that's what my issue was. Real photo postcard of the home of Luther Burbank in California. And it doesn't really look like a huge house. Went to Miss Eleanor Fuller of Lexington, Mass. I got a lot of those. Somebody had some friends and relatives in Massachusetts. $12.97. Here is W.D. Jenkins' home in Columbus. And this was something I picked up at the antique store in Columbus. And that is like a sepia tone. I mean, it's just an old house. That went for $14.50 plus $1 shipping. Now we have St. Catherine Pl Montreal. So it's another Canada card. This is a chrome. Here's the back. And there's a full picture, and you have some really neat old cars, and you can see the names of some of the businesses. Went for $4.47. This one is, USS something Navy's famous fighting PTs, torpedo boat. And there's a back. Something for your collection, Bob. $6.47, which was with free shipping. Greetings from Ocean City, New Jersey. And like I said, I had tons of Ocean City, New Jersey. This one was a little different because it's got the gold frame on it. It actually scanned quite nicely. And that one actually went out about within 24 hours. So maybe I priced it too low. I don't know. Sometimes when it goes out fast, I wonder if it was too low or just the right timing. $4.97. A lunch party boat in Asbury, New York. And this one went quickly too. And it's an undivided back, 1905, to Miss Leona Townley, and to Denver, Colorado, $3.97 plus $1 shipping. Contoocook Mill, Contoocook, I don't know how do you pronounce that, New Hampshire, Central Square. There it is. It is an old lithograph, and it had some kind of paper transfer on there on the back, $6.47. State Mockingbird, Orange Blossom Flowers, and here is, I think it was a linen, and the back, unposted, and this was another Jackass Retro, Florida card, $2.97. Here's Cadet Colors and Guard, U.S. Military Academy at West Point, chrome card, so perhaps somebody may recognize their kid in that, their son in there, unposted for $47. Another one, I believe these two went out to the same person. So this is a chapel with all the flags. These are not rare cards, by the way. So $4.47. We have Desert Sunset with Saguaro Cactus. I usually try to put in that as a Saguaro because some people collect them. So you never know what people are going to buy. So this one for $4.47. Why don't you come to Bellevue and see your friends? A pennant postcard. It didn't have the felt pennant. It was just the printed pennant. And it's one of these generic cards where you could just put your town name on it. And that was postmarked in 1912 and $12.47. St. Mary's Church, parochial residence, Corning, New York. And this one went quickly. I had a whole bunch of churches in New York that I posted a night or two ago. And this one sold right away. And I thought I posted it competitively, and I don't know. So 1908 went out for $8.97. All right, so that was the part 2, and it seemed like February was a little slow, and thank goodness for those scrapbooks and key that helped out a bit. And so I have a new thing that I'm doing. And you know how some people have buy me a coffee? Well, I'm going to do this. Buy yourself a postcard. So I have this in one of my listings. I think I have a link down below where you can just buy yourself a postcard that I can personally send to you. And that's how you can help support the channel if you would like. It's not required, of course. But that's just one of the things to get a handwritten note. With a nice postcard. Otherwise, just send me a message and I'll send you a postcard. It's probably not going to be as nice as these, but whatever. So I don't really want to make anyone feel like they have to purchase or anything, or even they don't have to subscribe or anything. Just enjoy the videos and look at, these are all these churches that I recently listed. Oh, here's some auctions. So hope you enjoyed this and it was helpful for you, and I hope that you have a joyful day.